Hi there, hey there, hello there, guys. It is Kimber. So glad that you have chose to stop in and check on me today. If you are new to my channel, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe. Also, that little bell notification that's down below. That way you're alerted of when I post up new videos. It has been a little bit since I've posted one of these, but I am continuing on with my series on 10 things I wish I knew before I started keto. I do have a playlist, and those will actually, I can put that up here or up here, whichever side it pops up on. So yeah, so you can check out the rest of those. But today we are on number 5. These are not in any order of importance. They are just as they come to my mind. So I was sitting around and I've been thinking about this, and I was like, what was, some things that I wish I knew before I started keto that would have saved me? And for those of you that don't know, almost 2 years ago is when I started keto. Only really got serious probably in the last 12, 13 months. But I have lost a total of 75 pounds. And a lot of my issues come from the fact that I am completely sedentary. I do have a hip condition that requires a lot of use of like wheelchairs and canes and walkers. So I'm not able to go out and exercise like most people. So everything that I do is completely done by food. I also have an autoimmune disease that is triggered by a lot of non-keto foods. Wheat is huge. Rice, potatoes, except sweet potatoes, but on keto we don't have sweet potatoes. Your nightshade families, your tomatoes, your peppers, things like that cause a lot of problems. So I kind of use keto to help me. I'm not in complete remission yet, but I have saw a decrease in a lot of my flare-ups from my autoimmune disease. So if you want to know more about that, I'll go ahead and link that somewhere around here too. So just be looking for that. It's got hidradenitis suppurativa, or HS for short. So I have made a lot of mistakes on my keto journey. And I went over those in the other videos. But today what I wanted to talk about was keeping it very simple. Do not overcomplicate things. When I first started out with keto, I thought, I have to meal prep. As some of you know, or you may not know, I work from home. So I have the luxury of being able to eat whenever I want. And we know that leftovers aren't always the best tasting foods. So I started and I would say, okay, I'm going to eat chicken every day this week. So I would go and buy a buttload of chicken thighs or chicken breast, because at the time I thought, chicken breast is better for you. And I would go and buy all kinds of chicken breast, and I would prep for 5 meals, and put some in the freezer and some in the refrigerator. And I'm telling you guys, it was like I was so tired of eating the exact same thing every day. Now, for someone who may work or who may have a family that they take care of, that may be great for you, but it was just me and my husband is not one for leftovers. If leftovers are sitting in the refrigerator for 2 days, they're bad. That's in his mind. He will not eat anything after 2 days being in the refrigerator. So we wasted a lot of money on meal prep. So meal prep is not necessary unless you work outside your home or you have other commitments that keep you from being able to cook. I can cook whenever I want. Another mistake that I made when I started out of overcomplicating things is I thought, you need erogenous ketones. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically supplements that you can buy or chemicals that you can buy that actually put you into a state of ketosis instead of getting there the natural way. And a lot of people do take those, and that's absolutely fine, but you don't need those. Your body will go into ketosis. You just have to give it time and, work the plan. You can do it just strictly by food. You don't have to worry about buying anything to put yourself in ketosis other than food. Another big issue that I had is bulletproof coffee. I thought I had to drink all this coffee and eat all this food. And guys, I would rather eat my fat than drink my fat. And that's just my own personal opinion. And that's why I'm doing this series, is because things that I wish I had known. I wish I had known that I didn't have to have bulletproof coffee, because I actually did not enjoy it. But I would make it with the butter and the coconut oil, and I even tried ghee, and I was just like, I would choke it down and then I would try to eat something, but then I was so nauseous from all of the fat in my coffee that I wasn't able, to actually eat my food. And, those coffees can actually run you up on calories. I mean, yeah, they're good for fat, but we know for weight loss, there has to be a calorie deficit. And with coffee, I mean, you're thinking a tablespoon of butter is 100 calories. You have 100 calories in coconut oil. And if you're putting heavy whipping cream in there, that can be doing it. So you're looking at a 300 calorie coffee if you decide to do it the way I was doing it, with heavy whipping cream, butter, and coconut oil. And that's just not something that you need to do. Some people do enjoy it. Those people who don't have time to eat in the morning, or who are breaking a fast, who may do, one meal a day and then they'll have their coffee, that's fine. I'm not telling you not to have them, but it is not necessary for you to have it. Also, another thing is electrolyte powders. People spend buttloads of money on electrolyte powders, or things that they can drink to up their electrolytes. Guys, all you need to do is drink Soleil water. If you're feeling lightheaded, or you're going through the keto flu, or dizziness, or headaches, you need to up your sodium. On keto, you do lose a lot of electrolytes: sodium, magnesium, and potassium. Those are your big things. And people most of the time do supplement those, which I take a very small magnesium pill that has calcium and zinc with it. So just a little bit is what I take. Because some of these things you can overtake and you can actually hurt yourself, especially with potassium. If you want to do potassium, I would definitely recommend doing avocados, because those are loaded with potassium. Don't worry so much about supplementing that. But you can drink Soleil water. And for those of you that don't know what Soleil water is, it is basically, you just take pink Himalayan salt and you add it to water, and you put it in like a plastic container, and you put a lot of the salt with filtered water, or people say filtered, I just use bottled water. And what will happen is that the salt will actually go into the water, and you have to leave it sitting for 24 hours so that the water will be completely saturated with the sodium, and you know that you've done it right. If there's still all kinds of salt left in the bottom of your container, then you would take like a tablespoon of that. And the way that it works is each teaspoon is equivalent. It's a little bit less than 5 milligrams, or I don't know what it is, milligrams of sodium, I guess, 500 milligrams of sodium. So usually what I do is I wake up in the morning and I'll take a whole tablespoon, and that's 15, I just average it at 1500. And on keto, you need anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 grams to keep you going. Not grams, milligrams, whatever that is. You guys know, I don't need to educate you. But basically, I'm just saying, do not fall into the hype of having to buy electrolyte powders. Even with the Powerade Zeros or Gatorade Zeros now, you really need to watch for those, because the sugar, the sweeteners are not the best in the world. So if you can actually make your own at home just by using salt, and you can supplement that way, it's great. Also, new salt or light salt from Morton's. Those are also a great source of potassium, but you really do need to get those electrolytes in. But you have to be careful if you're supplementing things, because you can throw your body all out of whack, and people end up in the hospital and everything due to that. Potassium is very dangerous if you get more potassium than what you need. So me personally, I would not supplement potassium, and that's just because your body will automatically go for the sodium first. So if you're supplementing your sodium and your sodium is up there, then your body, when it starts using those electrolytes, it's going to go to the sodium first. So you may not need to do anything with potassium. But if you're worried about that, just eat you an avocado a day and you'll be fine. Another thing that I started off doing is, when I first started, I was like, you know what? I am going to do 1 meal a day. Everybody does 1 meal a day. They say that you can eat 1 meal a day and eat anything and lose weight. I jumped head into this of 1 meal a day, and I found myself all day long just snacking. And then I'd have a real big meal, and I'm like, how do these people do this? And it's because their bodies are conditioned. So I wouldn't recommend fasting until you're actually ready for it. You know, start off when you're starting off keto, you're already starting to change the way that you're eating. So, you know, start with just the 3 meals. You do need to avoid snacking during the day because you don't want to do that insulin spike. So, eat your 3 meals. When you're good with the 3 meals, then move it down to two. Most people do two, which I normally do two. And if two works for you, then keep it there. Don't feel the need to go to OMAD. Some days I will have an OMAD day, and that just depends on the activities for the day because I find it's easier for me. But guys, it's kind of hard to do in the beginning because you're not fat adapted, so your body is not running off of that fat, so you don't have those stores to use. So OMAD is great. I love OMAD. I really do because I do OMAD quite a lot. But the majority of the time I do a 4-hour eating period where I fast for 20 hours and I have 2 meals within 4 hours. And for me, I find that that works great for me because I can split up my macros within 2 meals, makes it very easy and simple for me. So that's the end of this video. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of tips on, you know, keeping things simple. There's things that you do need to do and things that you don't need to do. So don't overcomplicate it. You're going to have so much more success if you follow just the simple keto. It's gonna help you a lot. I promise that it'll save you. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.